Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the most magical podcast in the Midwest. The Magic in the Midwest podcast, starring USA Today bestselling author J.B. Michaels and his more successful wife, Ashley Michaels. And now, your hosts. Oh, thanks, host. Thank you, or announcer. I'm the host. I'm J.B. Michaels. This is podcast number 49 for Magic in the Midwest podcast. 49, Ash. And we hit 52. That means we've been doing it for a year.
Very good.
Because there's 52 weeks in a year.
Wow. You're just impressive.
I know. It's just, I never cease to amaze.
So true.
I know, so good. So anyway, today, yes, I'm a USA Today bestselling author. Yes, I'm just going to let you know I did hit that list twice. I've got 14 books. They're very fun books. They're very fast, fun reads. Won't take you super long to read them because they're designed to just, be sort of movies and cinema in your mind. It's a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun. Check them out on MrMichaels.com or Amazon.com. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we have what's called the Bandcamp exclusive episodes for as little as $3 a month. Like, you could just go to Bandcamp.com, and you can support the podcast and get double the eps, double the content, double the episodes,
double the fun,
double the JB and Ash, double the deep papers, double call the hotlines.
Yeah,
that's right. It just helps us kind of offset the costs of doing the podcast because, it is a lot of our time every week, and a lot of research goes into it, and it's a lot of fun. But we really enjoy doing it, so please check that out, magicinthemidwestpodcast.bandcamp.com.
Yeah, those episodes behind the paywall are super fun, I think.
Yeah, they're super funny. They're super fun. They are legit, like, they're SmackDown episodes. They're our top fives, our top threes, all around the parks. And they're just they're fun, high interest type listens. So I would definitely go check those out. You could download the Bandcamp app, or you could just go on your computer to Bandcamp, and you could see everything we have to offer on magicinthemidwestpodcast.bandcamp.com. Again, $3 a month. That is, less than $1 a week. And it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Also getting ready to get started on Chronicles of the Order Book 7. That'll be amping up very soon, Ash. Very soon.
Great.
Yes.
Does that mean you'll be out of the house more?
Yes.
Great.
All right, good. She's excited about that. So yes, it does require a lot of effort.
I have an announcement if you're going to stop talking about yourself.
No, I like talking about myself.
Yeah, I know, everybody knows. We had a record.
I do not do that.
Number of downloads the other day. I think.
We did.
So I'm not going to say what the number is.
It was a lot.
We're a million.
But
that was pretty cool that more people are finding the podcast, and we continue to grow.
Yes.
Slowly but surely, we are making our way into your daily routine.
Yeah. It's weird. What we're noticing too is a trend in our data for all you numbers nerds.
Whoa.
Numbers nerds.
Like, what are you about to say? Trend and data. I can't imagine what's
There's
about
a
to fly out
trend
of your
in the
mouth.
data. Hey, shut up. Okay? Take that crooked smile and shove it.
You love it.
Okay, so anyway, there is a trend where when we have a bigger spike in downloads, we also see a pretty big attachment rate, meaning that people go back to podcast 1 and start making their way through the rest of the podcast. So that's really great. We like to see that. We like that trend. It means that, they're listening to one podcast and going, hey, I'm going to listen to some more of these. So that's really great. We really appreciate that. And, again, to all those people who have shared the podcast and to our subscribers, thank you so much for being here.
We're thinking of bringing on a guest doing some guests.
Yeah, we're going to do some guest work. Ash did some research.
Not guesswork, guest work.
Guest work. Ash has did some research on getting the proper equipment. Sorry. Getting the proper equipment to make sure that we could, Skype with people or Zoom call with people.
There's a few things I'm looking into, but that would be fun. So if you're interested in being a guest in our podcast and we think you're worthy, maybe we'll do it.
Whoa. And we think you're worthy.
No, but if you're interested, let us know.
Yeah,
Why are you looking at me like that?
We actually, we're excited. We've got some really cool ideas.
I have some ideas actually that I just thought of before we started podcasting that I will talk to you about. Why are you looking at my hair?
Absolutely insane right now.
Is it?
Yeah, there's stuff everywhere. There's just hairs flying everywhere.
I can't do anything about it.
It's just a poof.
Yeah.
It's just a.
I thought it looked fine today.
Anyway, it still looks good. Sort of. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get back. Today is going to be part 2 of our weekend getaway that we had in January.
Yeah, it was a very popular episode.
21. So today is part 2. And we left off last time, we had just gotten virtual queue reservations for Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah.
And then we said we went over to Rosie's All-American, and then that's where we stopped, really. So we had a nice little extra lunch for Harrison, because he didn't eat the first one, because kids do that sometimes. And then we chilled, and then we went on Mickey and Minnie's one more time.
Yes.
Yes, we did.
So what are we going to talk about today?
What's up?
What are we talking about?
And then we're going to talk about, so we're going to do, we actually have, did we, I don't think we actually rated Mickey and Minnie. I really don't think we did. We talked about it. We didn't actually give it a rating. So
are we going to get to Magic Kingdom today or no?
I don't know. We have a lot to talk about. So we've got to talk about Rise of the Resistance.
I don't like that you think you're in charge of what the topic is.
And
but we'll go with it this week.
Whatever. We have to talk about Rise of the Resistance. We've got to talk about...
Yeah, but I don't want to get too spoilery.
No, we're not going to get spoilery.
Gosh, I don't like you.
I really hate your face. Anyway, so... See how sick...
Fine, I'll go find someone that likes it.
See how she laughs when I said that? It's deranged. Okay.
No, I don't care what your thoughts are. My face is great.
So we have Rise of the Resistance to talk about. We have the wave of American flavors.
Don't talk to me about faces.
Okay.
Your face
at the Katep.
Is so big.
Okay.
It's the worst.
And we also have to talk about, our next morning.
Well, let's start talking about it instead of talking about what we're going to talk about. You're annoying me.
Real quick, you're annoying. Everything about you. Okay, so
you're welcome.
What is the ratings? Let's rate Mickey and Minnie again, real quick. Like, let's give it a rating because we didn't give it an actual rating out of 10.
I'm teetering between two. I'm gonna say 9.
Okay.
I don't know why. I'm trying to figure that out.
Okay. Well, I have my rating, so I'll wait for you to think.
I think it's
going to be a real long time, but I will talk.
I know. I think everyone's sick. Everyone's sick of you talking.
I know.
I think the ride is. I think we did rate it, or maybe we talked about if we liked it. Oh my gosh, you're the worst.
I actually listen to the podcast after we do it just to make sure,
I don't need to hear myself. I know that I sound.
Which you don't, so.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
I just don't. Oh, everyone has turned it off. The ride is super sweet and cute, and I had a really great time on it. I think the trackless ride system is really awesome, and it was, was really good. I don't know. I feel like maybe there could have been... There's something that's holding me back from saying 10. I'm not sure what it is.
Okay. I'm going to give it a solid 8.
Ooh, only an 8.
Only because, it's funny, and I think
Bias.
this is just
Great movie ride.
when you set, well, I mean, Great Movie Ride was way better. Bar none, 1,000 times better. But anyway, so...
I don't think it's 1,000 times better.
It was way better.
No, your family kind of gets a little attached.
No. That was a mixture of live theater and a dedication, homage to the movies.
I know what it was. You don't have to
Wizard of Oz
explain
scene
to me
alone.
the ride.
The Wizard of Oz scene alone.
You're lying to yourself if you're not going to admit that the Great Movie Ride was getting stale. They needed to do something.
I didn't say that.
So I'm just saying you can't say it's 1,000 times better. There's no way the Great Movie Ride was 1,000 times better.
Was a better attraction.
No one cares about your opinions anymore.
Than
just
Mickey and Minnie. Okay. So, ladies and gents, was great. I gave it an 8. 8 is great. Okay. Now here's why I give it an 8. I give it an 8 because it's interesting when you have marketing, and the marketing sort of sets expectations. Well, in the marketing for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, they touted that the original song for Mickey and Minnie is gonna really get in your head and get in your ear. I'm not talking.
I don't care about the advertising. I'm talking about the ride.
Listen. This is my opinion, not yours.
Yeah, this is you getting up on your high horse, demanding your opinion on everyone.
That
I know it doesn't. As soon as I said
wow, you are as dumb as it gets.
As dumb as it gets. Don't
anyway,
take my line.
No. Okay. So they touted that the original song is going to be an earworm and it's going to be great. And it'll be honest, I don't even know I can't tell you the song. I cannot even tell you the song.
Get over it.
Okay.
Get the marketing out of your head and rate the ride. I don't care about the marketing.
I had.
No one does.
I am doing my opinion.
Well, it sucks.
Okay.
Do a better one.
So, no, I'm just giving you the reason why I gave it an 8 and not a 9 or a 10.
Hey, but it shouldn't have anything to do with the marketing. That's not part of the ride.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
The song is part of the ride.
Someone that does marketing, I would know.
The song is part of the ride, idiot.
The song is, but not the marketing.
That's what I'm talking about. The song.
Yeah, but you're not judging the song. You're judging the marketing about the song.
Anyway, moving on.
You're wrong, and everyone agrees. I'm going to put a poll up.
Yeah, you're going to put a poll up your butt. Anyway, so
yes, that's what I'm going to do.
The song, it's at the end of the ride, but I can't tell you what it sounds like.
Oh my gosh, move on from that.
So,
what else?
So they touted that it's going to be like A Small World or like Pirates, where the song is going to be like so great and iconic. It is not.
We're still talking about it.
Also, there is an over-reliance on screens in this ride. Pretty much everything is a giant screen. That I don't like as well. They touted that there would be a mixture of effects, which there are, but a lot of this ride depends on screen technology.
Do you think Rise of the Resistance relies on screens? Because I'm pretty sure you're not going to give that an 8.
Totally different situation.
How so?
Totally different attraction.
Relies a lot on screens, if you ask me.
Can I talk? Can I finish this? Anyway, so I give it an 8 because, yes, I get it. We were supposed to be immersed into a cartoon, so you're going to have screens. I mean, it was well done. The projections are incredible. But it's just, I think there's a lot to look at and there's a lot to see. And I think you have to go through it like multiple times to really, of course, see everything. But it just sort of, to me, shows you that the craftsmanship of Imagineering and just theme park rides today versus theme park rides of yesterday, the practicality, the practical effects are diminishing in favor of more flashier, more advanced projection technology.
I don't think that's necessarily bad.
And I think there is a little bit, you lose a little bit with that, at least as far as it feeling, I don't know, feeling more authentic or something. Still, a great, fantastic ride. 8 is still great, and I really enjoyed it. If I were to throw it up against, I would have rather had Disney done, revamped Great Movie Ride than this. But I still really enjoyed
That's
it.
just like your
I
opinion,
love the
though.
characters. Yes, we're giving our opinion. Why is this hard for you today?
Well, it's hard for
This
you
is what
because
we
I don't
do
agree with you. So you're
on this
like
podcast.
like my opinion matters.
I was
too.
giving my
Yeah,
opinion.
I mean, and it went
You
on
could
for
disagree.
super long and marketing and oh my
So,
lord.
so guys, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is really great. But it's not gonna, I'm not gonna tell people that they have to go on it. If you go on it, great. So
I disagree. I think it's cute. I don't think every ride should be measured up against, not every ride has to be this amazing, fantastic, which by the way, Great Movie Ride
It is
was
great.
not
It's a
the
great ride.
best. I loved that ride, but you also have to realize it's about what you love. Your family loves movies. I love movies, so you're going to love that ride. A lot of people thought the ride was stale, which I agree with. It was. They needed something else.
I agree.
They could have re-upped it. They didn't. They went with this. I think it's cute that they didn't do something that was IP. Not kind of, but not really. And they did something with Mickey and in a cartoon. I feel like what you're saying now doesn't match how you acted when you got off the ride. So I think that's part of my confusion.
Ash,
But
I gave
I
it a
also
great rating.
don't think
it's
that Mickey
great.
and Minnie's, you can't compare some ride like Dumbo to Rise of the Resistance or Flight of Passage. I think
I
Mickey
wasn't.
No, I'm giving my opinion. I'm not talking about you.
You're saying that I am.
No, I didn't say
Okay,
that.
you just did. You said you just brought up Rise
Man.
of Resistance. Well, I was giving my opinion, thinking that I was comparing it to Rise. I wasn't.
Oh my gosh. I never said you were comparing it to. I'm just saying rides, I kind of rate rides depending on what I think they're supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be a cute ride where you're immersed in the cartoon. Being immersed in the cartoon means there's going to be more screens. I think they did a very good job with what they set out to do, and it's sweet and whimsical and cute, and it was the ride our son picked to go on, again, out of all the rides he could have picked. And I understand why. I just think that, it's not in the same... There are rides that are not in the same category as other rides. You know what I mean? Flight of Passage and Rise of the Resistance are in a different category than, Mickey and Minnie's, in my opinion.
Yes.
Is it something that you absolutely have to do? I agree with JB. No. If you were going to tell me that or Rise of the Resistance, obviously you should do Rise of the Resistance, I think. But,
Right.
Because of what the ride is, it can't be what Rise of the Resistance is. Because of the concept, it can't be that. Not every ride can be this 15-minute experience or
Of course.
flying on the back of a Banshee, amazing, which also, by the way, it's all screen. But that's amazing. So, I don't feel like you can ding something for being all screens when some of our favorite rides that are 10s are all screens. Sometimes I think I only feel like that's a problem when it's done out of laziness.
Right. I think Mickey and Minnie, given the nature of the ride, it's a difference. It's a difference. I guess the difference is we're moving through physical space, right? So, but we're really just moving through a series of theaters. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Flight of Passage, the whole ride, that is the ride, is just a simulator experience. You know what I mean? It's the setup is this is a flight simulator.
It just depends. Think
Whereas
about other
this
rides where
was-
you're moving through, like Spider-Man, you're technically moving through different areas. I know that's universal, but you're relying on screens majorly there,
Right.
and it's fine.
I'm not saying I dislike that. I'm just saying that, what I was making the point was I just feel like that screens have now become sort of a crutch of theme park design, is what I'm saying. We're losing practical effects versus, some rides do it better. Some rides have way more screens. Some rides don't. some rides don't. The 3D technology in Mickey and Minnie was really great. Like some of the 3D effects that they had with the glasses free. That was cool. The way they were able to do that. I mean, it's still really cool.
I think you just have to think of it, for me, though, I don't think of it compared to the Great Movie Ride. I don't feel like that's fair just because it's in that warehouse. I think of it as its own ride. It's not fair to the ride to compare it to what was there before. I don't think. Plus,
so you gave it a 9?
Yeah.
And I gave it an 8. So we're only 1 point difference.
Yeah, but your reasoning was seriously flawed.
No, it wasn't.
Just my opinion. I'm just giving my opinion. Isn't that what we're doing?
But it wasn't flawed.
I'm just giving my opinion of your opinion. That's allowed.
Oh my gosh, whatever.
We spent way too much time together.
You're right. No, I just don't. Guys, I'm just saying that Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is cute. It is fun. I just. it didn't blow my mind.
You know what I think the problem is? I can get behind your 8. I just like for the reason of marketing, that's not a reason why. I mean, that's not part of the ride. That's some...
Wait a second. Wait a minute.
Wait,
hold on. When I am told by Disney marketing that I am going to love
the
song,
ride's fault.
That I am going to love the song, that we're so excited because it's a new original song, just like the old classic songs of classic Disney attractions that you'll love, and then I get on the ride, I don't even remember the damn song.
Okay, but that's just you, and also there's a reason why you remember all the other songs. They've been around for a lot longer of a time, and then they've made movies out of them and everything else.
Whatever.
This is brand new. You can't... I feel like now when a ride is new, if it's not on par with Flight of Passage or Rise of the Resistance, everyone's like, it's okay.
I did not
we
say
can't
that.
Make middle of the road, like, medium type rides, and people are just like,
I said the ride was great. It was an 8. I said that.
I just don't think you can blame marketing. It's like a totally separate thing. Who cares?
Also, I am also not a fan of the projection faces.
Okay, but
I hate those. Hate them.
Oh,
hate them.
Gosh, get
Just
over
build
it.
the entire thing.
Yeah, but I can't do as much. You need to get over that.
No, I don't have to get over
your
it.
opinion is really stupid.
like you could just tell.
I wish
it's
your
not
face
real.
was that and not real. So I could just turn it off.
I'm sorry. It's just, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Anyway.
I just love those Mickey and Minnie cartoons, and I think
so
it's super sweet. And for what it was set out to be, I think they nailed it.
Right.
And I don't think this, I feel like the screens, everything you were saying, like visually, it's outstanding. I feel like there's so much to look at. There's bright colors. We went on it twice. There was definitely things I was noticing the second time around that I did not notice the first time around. And I would happily wait to go on that ride.
Okay, so yes. All right, so I think...
I don't feel like they phoned it in.
I
know what I mean?
think there's just like... No, I didn't think they phoned it in.
I'm not saying you said that. I'm saying I don't think that.
But
stop arguing with
I will...
me.
You know what? You're arguing with me.
No, this is what happens
every
when I
time
don't
we
agree with
argue,
you. You're like, you're wrong.
Your poof gets bigger and bigger. It just... Your hair gets more out of control.
Is this better? Oh my God. I hate your face. It's the worst.
So...
It's fine. I respect your opinion-ish.
Okay.
And let's move on.
Why? Here's my next question to you. And I understand we're supposed to be. The whole ride was built around being in a cartoon. Like I understand that. Like that's really the whole point of the ride, and it was also a smart way to have the ride not cost $1 bajillion.
Which Disney is a business.
So, but I will tell you this: the feeling I get going through a all practical, all no screens type ride, like It's a Small World.
Okay.
Like with like all of that, it's everywhere. It's like just amazing stuff to look at the entire time, and it's actual physical, tangible things.
Part of that is our age. You're forgetting that they're building these rides for a younger audience. Like, yes, I love Small World, and I agree with you, but that's also because that's part of our childhood. We can look at that and think, wow, it's amazing, even though really there's like, a pink triangle on the back wall and a few circles, and that's it. I mean, that's the reality. When
Yeah.
you go on Mickey and Minnie's, I mean, there's...
But it's real, Ash.
Okay,
it's
but
real.
I don't feel like
real.
most audiences today care. They want more. Think about the favorite rides. People would most notably say, what? What are the must-dos? Tell me. What if you were to tell someone, these are things you have to do? Flight of Passage.
Guys, I wish you could
Rise
see
of the
it.
Resistance. And guess what? Not a lot of it's real because you're blown away because of what you can see due to the screens. I'm not wrong. Those are the rides we tell everyone to go on. You have to go on Flight of
Pirates,
Passage.
Haunted Mansion, we tell them to go on.
Yes, but I feel like, think about it. Part of loving those rides is that you grew up with them, and that was the only way they could do it then. And when a pirate talks, like, just their jaw moves up and down, which I still think is amazing, but younger kids don't. And Disney is trying to keep up with the technology that people have in their homes. They need to wow people more than what they can see at their house.
The shaman is practical and amazing. In Avatar, so you're wrong. Okay, anyway.
No, I think it's
so,
creepy.
So you're creepy. All right, so ladies and gentlemen. So after we got off Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which Ash gives a 9 and I give an 8, I can't wait to see what other people think. So I just
Well, it's not about the rating. It was about your reasons. They were super dumb.
Right. Okay, so then here we go. What's the next thing?
I don't know. You're in charge of the content.
The next thing, we went to the virtual queue. We actually reported back. We went into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge once again.
Mm-hmm.
So this time, Rise of the Resistance is actually on the, depending on where you're coming in, it's on the edge of Galaxy's Edge. Like, it's all the way in what they call the Resistance Forest. And it's really kind of neat when you walk in this area of the Resistance Forest, they call it. You do, like, there's just a lot of more sound effects in this area, like nature sound effects. Because the whole conceit of Batuu and the whole setup of Galaxy's Edge is to tell this story, the Rise of the Resistance story, that there is a secret rebel base on Batuu, and Kylo Ren and the First Order are trying to find it. So you go, when you got to the ride, first off, you're basically given a boarding group to go get in line at a certain point.
It's basically being able to control the line.
Yeah. So we got there at about 4. Okay, and there was a long line. Like, we were underneath, still in basically one of the entryways for the whole land.
But, I mean, we were also socially distanced. So, I mean, by the time it was like 30 minutes.
Right. It was quick to get through. Yeah. So you are on the outside and you're walking through, and everyone is dressed up as resistance fighters, the cast members and resistance people. And you're walking through, and the outside, you're in this cool, like, rocky, foresty, line queue. And then you go inside, and basically the inside of the base is like, they cut through rock to basically hide inside this, like, rock cave formation, where the rebel base is, the resistance base is. And as you're going through the line queue, you do see, like, different, like, you see resistance, like, power plugs and, like, areas where they have things, like, set up and, like, security things. And they also have, like, the uniforms of the rebel squadron pilots and, just resistance and, like, guns and like, different things that, to kind of denote that this is where you're at. Mm-hmm. So, and then, of course, once you get into this one room, BB-8, we're not going to go through everything, but this is just the beginning. So you go through, and then there's BB-8, and he's up on top, and he's, like, rolling back and forth, and then that's when really the attraction starts.
Well, it's what they claim.
Ash is doesn't have an
It's a
imagination.
very fancy way of standing in line, which I appreciate, but I don't
Yeah, but they
consider.
do
I
that-
do not consider Rise of the Resistance to be a 15-minute long experience. I'm sorry, no,
I do.
it's not.
I do. She's wrong.
Some of us have a
It
brain
totally
and
is.
realize that we're just. I'll be honest. I think part of it is we were there during this time, and so it was very like, go stand on this dot, go stand here. Like, you didn't really get to, I think, experience it the way that it was
No.
designed. So
No.
that's probably most of the reason why I feel this way. And we didn't even get to, most people know about that giant room of stormtroopers because you've probably seen it. But like, we didn't even get to stand in there. We just like were pushed into this other room. Like, we didn't even really experience that room at all.
Right.
There's like, move to this dot, move to this green dot. You're on a green dot, move to the green dot, and here. Like, it was
Right.
kind of like moving to different dots. That's all I felt like was happening.
Yeah, unfortunately, because of the situation, okay. So the whole design of the experience, because Rise of Resistance is an experience. I would not, if I'm going to tell somebody, I would not say a ride first. I would say it's really more of a theme park experience. Yes, that really does take you out of it. Like, it does, like when you're worried about distancing and you're worried about...
I mean, kudos
Disney was
to
great.
the cast members. They could not have organized it better. They had a system. They were super on top of it. But it was like, because you were being like ushered to these dots, which maybe that's how it was anyways. I have no idea. But I have a feeling they were more like filling the room more, like if it were normal times.
Yeah.
And you were just like, doors would open, you go on the next green dot, and then this dot, and then that dot, and things were just happening. Like, you weren't really taking in what was happening. Because
Yeah.
really, their whole
Yeah.
job was like ushering you to these different dots.
Yeah.
And so that's part of the reason I feel that way. I definitely don't feel like I was having a ride experience for 15 minutes. I felt like I was on the ride when
I didn't
when
say
we got
that.
to no.
Using the
If
word
it's
ride experience is
Okay,
not right.
an experience.
Yes.
I still feel like all I was doing was moving from a dot to another dot is not an experience. That's moving along in line is all I'm saying.
So for me, who has an imagination, I was trying to focus on the story elements as we were walking from dot to dot, because Ash is right. Most people, I was just trying to okay, I know that I'm just gonna try and just forget that all this distancing stuff has to happen. And then there was even other vloggers and stuff who say, does the distancing sort of ruin the experience? And in some ways, I do think that we had a lesser experience than if it was just a normal time. Yes, absolutely. Now, having gone through it once, the effects of everything are amazing and top notch. And the cast members are fantastic. Not only were they fantastic being COVID trained, right, and having it to distance and everything, but they are really fully you feel their performance, their commitment to their roles. Okay, in this ride really does make a difference.
Well, and there were definitely certain parts, and I don't want to get into the details of where it definitely goes above and beyond what other rides do. Just like an interactive queue, it's more than that. And when that lady was drilling you about on questions and stuff, that was really great.
Yeah,
fun.
Yeah.
And then there's kind of a few unexpected things that happen, definitely, that are cool. But I feel like that's kind of further into that what's considered the 15-minute experience that you're having. But I will say that JB is also right, and that he is definitely someone that will be super immersed, and I'm someone that's more of a grump. When we're in line for Flight of Passage and you have to go into those two different rooms and stand on the dot, part of me is just like, who cares? I'd rather just wait in the line.
Funny.
I'd rather just wait in the line and not do the charade of now stand on this dot. Now we're going to do this. I'm like, this is annoying that I have to stand here.
It's funny that you do not take issue with the stretching room, because that's basically what the stretching room is.
Yeah, but it's just one thing. What annoys me about Avatar is that you do it once and then you go into another room. And then, okay, if you're on number 9 here, then do it over here. And I'm like, okay, how many different rooms am I going to stand in? Enough of this. I just get annoyed with stuff like that. That's just my personality. It's not like I'm in there and I said annoyed. I feel like that's a strong word. But if I had to choose, I would say I'll do that like once, and then I'd rather just stand in line. Like, I know you're trying to make me feel like I'm not standing in line, and I appreciate it. But to me, the flight of passage starts when I get on the ride.
Right.
And I realize that that's cool for kids and, whatever. It's just my personal thing.
Yeah. So Rise of the Resistance, is truly a combination of storytelling in so many different forms. Like,
well, Rise of the Resistance goes way beyond what I just talked about. I mean, there's so many other things that happen. That
right. So don't listen to the grump. The experience from start to finish.
I was just saying it was different.
Is just awesome. Like if you're a Star Wars fan, basically they're trying to put you into a situation, a Star Wars battle. Like, it's all set up to make you to get you to this point where Ash is right. The actual ride is awesome. It's just so cool. Like what happens.
And when you're on the ride, I mean, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there are definitely a few things that happen where, I mean, I was like shocked that something was happening, and you're so engrossed in what's happening because these things are happening around you, and there's so much action happening and shots being fired. I mean, like, you do feel like you're in the middle of a battle. It is crazy.
It's really, really, really well done.
I mean, it was I have one criticism of the ride. That's it. So when it's time, it's that droid on the front of the vehicle. Because it, for Harrison, it super blocked his view. It was kind of in my way too, to be honest. So one tip is that if you're there with kids or someone that's shorter, definitely put them on the ends of the rows. Yeah. Because there's a droid on the front of your vehicle it was even in like my sight line. It was kind of annoying.
Right.
Like, I feel like they need to, it's cool that there's a droid on the front, but there were definitely things I was like doing, like moving my head around to try and see over the droid, which that was annoying.
Yeah. So the ride is, what's really great about this ride too is Disney was smart in that it is not super intense. Like, as far as it being like a, rock and roller coaster or a Tower of Terror, it's not something that like younger kids and the whole family can really enjoy this experience. Like, it was so well done to hit a much wider demographic, range. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just, but it still feels it still just feels incredible. I mean, it obviously is thrilling, and I would still call it a thrill attraction. But it's also not intense in the way that, you're getting like 3G forces and twisting and turning.
I mean, I think the height requirement's like 40, maybe. But it's definitely, for the most part, like a smooth, like JB was talking about, it's like a smooth ride, but it's thrilling.
Yeah. But
most people can experience it, I think.
Yeah. It's really smart, really well done, and like basically a combination of a lot of what Disney has done, since Disneyland started. Like, it's sort of just this incredible blending of live action, live actors, practical effects, screens, of course. And then the blending of both of those, and really just storytelling, period. Just like an incredible amount of.
I mean, first of all, they're building off of a franchise that is super well loved, but they did not phone it in. No, I mean, this ride. There's no way you get off this ride, whether you like Star Wars or you're not a big fan, and like at least you're not. I mean, I don't know how you could get off the ride and think like,
You can get off Smuggler's Run and be that way. Definitely. but not Rise. Not Rise. Like, Smuggler's Run, you'd be like, yeah, I don't know. But this one, you're like, this was so cool. Like, it was so cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's... I mean, even thinking about it now makes me want to go on it again. It is amazing. It's an amazing, everything I'm saying about the 15-minute, whatever. It's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
It is. So definitely, I'm gonna give it a 10. Probably because it's funny too. It's sort of in a class of its own because of the amount of different things that have to go into it.
I mean, they did not disappoint.
Yeah.
They did so many things for this ride that they didn't have to do.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
You just can't wait.
I mean,
for
like,
you guys to go
you don't
on
know
it.
how to explain it. Like, when I think about other rides that have made me feel this way, I mean, I talk about Flight of Passage a lot, but Flight of Passage is, like, the ride system it's great because it's moving and the music, and it's just thrilling. Like, essentially the video along with the movements that you're doing.
Yeah.
Rise of the Resistance combines, like, every sort of ride system in a way. Like, the minute you think maybe something's over or that, like, what to expect next, you realize that you were wrong.
Yeah.
It's just, and then it, like, keeps going. It's really cool.
And Adam Driver's performance is just...
He's awesome.
I mean, you feel him.
Yes.
You feel Kylo Ren. Like, he is on you.
Well, I mean, this is
like,
a little bit of a side note,
you.
but, like, Harrison and JB and I were watching, like, some special, whatever, like, the extras for Rise of whatever. Rise
Skywalker,
of whatever.
Yeah.
And even the other actors were, like, when Adam Driver is on set, like,
you
it's
feel
just, like,
his presence.
he's just intense.
Yeah.
Like, he's so... and he's, like, a super nice guy, but, like, when
Yeah.
he's in character, it's just, like... you feel like you don't have to act as much because it's like he's really scary.
Well,
intense.
he even said that the Michael Kaplan, the designer for Kylo Ren, all the costumes for the new trilogy, he said that they did such a good job with the helmet and with the wardrobe and everything that he felt like he had to live up to the costume. And holy cow,
he did.
He does. And in this ride, you feel it too. It's just so cool.
I'll be honest. I mean, we're getting a little off topic here. I think Daisy Ridley is amazing.
Yes.
But I think Adam Driver's performance in those movies makes the movie.
Yeah.
He makes those movies what they are because of his performance.
Yeah, he's just very, very intense. So, we got into a huge argument about Mickey and Minnie that lasted about half the podcast.
People like it.
So we didn't even get to the wave.
Did we get in an argument?
Sort of. I won, of course. So the wave.
Oh my gosh.
So after we got out of, we did get a thermal detonator Coke, which tasted really good.
And I mean, I don't like
What?
I don't see the appeal of a Coke shaped in a ball.
So you could see the difference between.
I mean, am I going to spend
JB and
$8 to get a
It was
Coke
not
in the size of a ball
$8.
that you can't bring home because the airport will think it's a bomb and you just have to throw it out?
It's not.
It doesn't fit into your purse because it's
It's
a ball.
not.
Says the person that didn't carry it.
I carried it.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
That's
anyway,
an absolute
So
crock.
we drank it. So we drank the thermal detonator.
You drank it. I held it.
Which was good. It was good.
It's basically less Coke.
It's
in the
just
shape
Coke.
of a sphere.
It's just Coke. No,
And-
it's the same as a can of Coke.
No, it's not.
Yes, I looked. 12 fluid ounces. Idiot. Anyway, so we did get a
So much. It's like really intense.
It's palpable right now. It's palpable. Use your hate. Yes. Do it. Strike me down. Anyway, okay. So we needless to say, we loved Rise of the Resistance. And again, I'm going to reiterate this. I can't wait to go back when we don't have to worry about restrictions and stuff. Like, I think it'll definitely make Galaxy's Edge a place that I will want to be probably all the time. Because I want to...
We didn't really get to experience Galaxy's Edge in the way that I really want to at some point. I really wanted to be there in the evening.
I got to get that lightsaber.
And the way that, we talked about this last time, but the way that it's set up is there's lots of, like, little shops, and it's meant to be, what is the word I'm looking for? Like a marketplace type situation, but because of, the situation right now, you kind of had to, like, stand on these markers and wait, and then there'd be, like, room for, like, 2 families in the store. So it does sort of take away from that, which is understandable. Yeah. But I want to get a Ronto wrap.
Yeah,
like
there's
hang
a lot
out
we
there
gotta do
at night.
Yeah.
So should we go back or?
Who wants to go? Let's go back. JB and Ash live at Magic in the Midwest. Galaxy's Edge edition. Okay, so
we
ladies and
definitely
gentlemen,
get more downloads.
Yes, definitely more DLs. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. All right, so guys, we have a lot more to talk about our trip. We are not even halfway through the trip. We're only like a quarter of the way through the trip.
You ruined it.
Right. Thanks.
Stop hitting the table.
So we're going to talk about our great little preview. We're going to talk about our great dinner at...
JB's flipping me off right now.
Flicking me off. No, you flicked me off first.
Well, that's not important.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the Wave, our really fantastic dinner, the best dinner of our trip.
I think we need to, before we do that next time, we need to try and remember what did the waiter say.
Oh,
he was
my
like,
God,
he was
great.
trying to say something and then he kind of switched and it sounded like, have you had a chance to look at the frickin' menu?
Yeah, yes!
Like that.
Yeah, we'll
I don't
talk.
know what it was.
Yeah, well, it was really
Something
funny.
like that,
We just had a really funny time.
And then we couldn't stop laughing every time he came to the table. It was so great.
It was great. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, 8 from Mickey, Minnie from me, 9 for Ash, and then of course we both you gave it a 10.
10.
Yeah, we both gave
58.
58s for Rise. Okay, from the Midwest. See you later.